Hello, beautiful Cancer souls, and welcome to your 2025 tarot forecast. This is your psychic advisor, Micah, and I'm here to offer you some guidance and clarity on how to navigate the upcoming year of 2025. These readings start in April 2025, and I talk about the energies that you're walking away from. So, what you can probably expect to experience at the end of 2024 and at the beginning of 2025, like March, February, and January, February, March. And then we're going to dive into the astrological wheel. I'm going to try to keep this video, I keep making these false promises and making these videos shorter. And I am going to try to do that in this one by explaining a little bit less of like the seasons and the month. Like when I say the first house, and when I say April 2025, and when I say the month of April, it's all the same thing. It's all the same place, all the same position, the same energies that are going on. So, like, throughout the year, or, throughout the years, you'll probably notice in the month of April for everyone that they're really focused on their self esteem and the way they present themselves, right? And if you come from like America or like, European traditions or whatever it is, you'll probably see that like, you know, springtime, you want to have a nice spring outfit or, Easter suit or whatever it is, in other cultures and things like that. Or like Paris Fashion Week, you want to bring out the fashions and, things like that. Or like, I don't know, you're like a new baby chicken and you want to show off your feathers, or you're a snake and you want to show off your scales. Um, so what this is saying is that for Cancer, you guys are walking away from childish things. You're walking away from toxic nostalgia. And this is a process that's going on from the end of 2024 to the beginning of 2025. And I saw this in the Leo reading where it's just like, like I was in a like a Walmart or Target or something, and I saw like a Barbie and it was like $7, and I was like, "Oh wow, like I always wanted one when I was a little kid, never bought one. Didn't really care about it too much. Like I was never like on some arc about like how I want Barbies, like how most drag queens talk about, but I was like, "Oh, like it was like $7. Like that's absolutely nothing. Like I was like I should buy it." And then I was like, well, then what am I gonna do? Have a bunch of like crazy Barbies in my house? Like that's too much, you know? So I think it's like that notion. It's like there's a lot of things that you did and that you were doing to heal your inner child, and now it's like maybe it had gone overboard, or it's just over. The inner child is healed now. No more need for for you to play video games all day or whatever it is that you were doing to help heal your inner child. And I see that, or you can let those talents mature. Because I see that in your first house in April 2025, in the season of Aries, in the month of April, we have the star card here where it's like you might be experiencing 20 minutes of fame. You might be making videos of yourself singing in the shower. You might be making videos of video games like Sims. I always kind of see the star card as Sims because it's like a person with a star above it, like how the Sims have like the plumb bob above their head. You might be really close to someone who's really famous, like a very famous Aquarius. You might have like a really famous friend, and they're really shining their light on you in April 2025. And then in May, I see that your priority here is to do some spiritual healing. So it might have been really draining to have all that spotlight on you. Maybe your finances aren't where you want them to be. And I see that how to bolster and fortify your cash cow, or like, how to get the highest yield of milk from your cash cow, is to take a little rest and reprieve, and to study Norse mythology and the runes specifically. I see that you aren't, but perhaps should be working on your resume. In June 2025, uh, it's like you might have become unaware of all the great things that you've accomplished. Some Gemini might be attacking your reputation. But it's like you have to remember. I don't know. Perhaps some Cancer out there, maybe have performed at Fashion Week, had attended Fashion Week and had forgotten. But that's something to work on. And then, so when someone's attacking your reputation, a really good thing to do, or something that they say to like a hoodoo practice, is to eat sunflower seeds. Actually, they don't say to eat sunflower seeds. What they actually say is to, like, perform a ritual with them and candles and everything. But, not every person has an altar, but you yourself could be a walking altar, and you could just simply eat the sunflower seeds. You could wear a shirt with sunflowers on it. You could draw a sunflower, whatever you have access to accessing the energies that particular plant, whatever healing that particular plant can offer to you towards your reputation. In July of 2025, we have the Fool card here saying that you might be going for more walks. Your life will be impacted by a dog. So I do these readings, right? And I do these readings for free on Reddit or whatever. And I told this one lady, I was like, your life is going to be impacted by like a large dog. And I don't know if it's like people that I know or they're just trolls in general. But then she was like, my life couldn't be impacted by a large dog. I'm allergic to dogs. And I'm like, okay, so that definitely sounds like your life being impacted by a dog. But with that, I saw the strength card. So she probably got like her hand bit by a dog or something. And so it's like if I see the Fool card, if I see the Sun card, sometimes the Six of Cups too. So it's like maybe your life was being burdened by children and it is now no longer. Um, it's like it might not be your dog. It might not be your parakeet. It could be your neighbor's dog that runs into your yard. It could be, you're walking randomly one day and a dog starts barking at you. Like, to the people who are like on Reddit, like, oh, this doesn't resonate. It's just like, girl, you don't even, good luck, good luck with everything. But anyway, so the Fool card, it's sort of this feeling of like, um, and maybe this will be a I don't know what the word is, like um, after you've experienced it, reflective feeling. It's like the feeling after reflection. That for most of your life, especially with your parents, you might have been just like a baby on a construction site, and it's like the fact that you've been saved and survived has been nothing but like Deus Ex Machina and like a miracle. And you might be coming to the realization, you're like, oh wow, I was like in a really dangerous situation that I just got out of. And in August 2025, that realization, it could have been like a car accident. You could become aware of this incident or whatever it is that you were lucky to live or survive from in August. It could have been because of a car. You could have been driving around in a car with no brakes in it. You could have like just driving around in a super unsafe vehicle, and it just has been miraculously working when it should not have been. Almost like driving around on a flat tire. And driving around on a flat tire, walking around with low vision, with low hearing, all types of things. And so the obstacle is like you might need a more professional website, you might need a more professional email address, you may need a more professional vehicle or car. What is going to help you is in the month of September, you're going to be encountering the Queen of Cups. And she is going to offer you some healing emotionally, perhaps revolving around feelings around your mother or other female members of your family. Uh, it feels like a teacher, like a kindergarten teacher, or um, like an older woman that you used to work with when you were younger. So she was like older when you worked with her. And she could be born on the side of Cancer. She could be like some type of lawyer who is going to help you out with your finances and work. And I see that in the month of October, you will be attracting a relationship with the King of Cups reversed. So attracting a relationship, like one reading I did, I told this lady, like, you're attracting a relationship with XYZ, whatever court card. And she's like, I'm not seeking a relationship with anybody. And then I was like, excuse me. I was like, do you speak English? I can actually show you the screenshots. And she was like, yes. I was like, as a first language? And she was like, yes. I was like, because I did not say that you were seeking a relationship. I said that you are attracting a relationship. So seeking a relationship with somebody is very different than attracting one, right? Because um, this could be someone who's interested in you. You know, I could be like, oh, you're, attracting a relationship with the King of Cups reversed, and your interpretation of the King of Cups may be someone who's overweight, or drinks too much, or is just overindulgent in general. And you're like, I would never want to be with somebody like that. Whereas this person might be attracted to you, and they may want to be with you. And you being a Cancer and them being a Scorpio, they might be like just very magnetic, or vice versa. Because Queen of Cups, King of Cups, very Cancer cards, right? Okay. And then but even with that and the understanding of how I'm reading these cards, you may be the King of Cups. You might, in the month of October 2025, might be very indulgent. You might, be going out for Halloween, getting all dressed up. I'm recording this in October 2024, but we're talking about the future. You could just be repeating the same cycles every year. Especially with your connection to your mother, because whatever's going on between you and your mother, it's like stopping you from evolving. And I see that in November 2025, what you want is to end some type of relationship. Um, there could be a part of you that's just like that's falling out of love, or just doesn't want to be in love, as you love so many people and maybe not feel that it's reciprocated in the same form or fashion. And I see that this is going to come to a head in December 2025 in the season of Sagittarius, because there's like a lot of unread messages, maybe like delayed messages. There's like some philosophy around text messaging or miscommunications or whatever. Like, um, I don't know, like business letters. Like, maybe you need to write a cover letter or a business letter and it's in the wrong format and it gets sent back to you. I've never really seen the Eight of Wands represent a return to sender, but if you're sending some type of like crazy attacks to people and messages to some Sagittarius, they might do a return to sender on you. Um, or you might have to do a return to sender on them. Especially if you are pursuing like education, higher education, there could be people who just like simply want to get in your way and stop you from your pursuits, and it could be because you're dressed so well. Because I see here in January 2025 is the Nine of Pentacles. And the first thing I heard, like if I were to put like if I were to put I like making that noise. If I were to put like a clickbait title on this reading, it would be like Paris Fashion Week 2025 or like New York Fashion Week 2025. Because we got the Nine of Pentacles here. It is your career, it is your destiny to be dressed well, dressed to the nines, and to be well known for it. It's almost like it's your reputation. You might have been like voted best dressed in your yearbook since you were a kid, and have always had really great fashion. And I see that you will probably be recognized or rewarded for that in December 2026, which is actually a full year from now. And then moving into February, I see like lethargy, feeling lethargic and lazy. You could get like bit by a cat or a dog or something. There's a lot of things about like getting bit by an animal in this reading, and or one of your friends could or did, and they might ask you for money for help or to heal them. And what is unbeknownst to you is that you may not feel like acquiring fame, healing your inner child, dressing really well, or this could just be like an energy that you're coming because after like accomplishing so much. It's almost like like I always wanted to go to the Met Gala. I've always wanted to go to the Met Gala. I've always wanted to get dressed up, go to the Met Gala, and then you go to the Met Gala and you steal the show and you're like the most talked about person, the star card in your first house, like 15 minutes of fame, 15 hours of fame, like just you're such a sensation, and then nobody pays you to go there. There's no opportunity afterwards. You're like, well, what was all that for? And you as a person, in your 12th house, or specifically in the month of March 2026, you're going to have a lot of money or a huge harvest, like a bunch of money coming in. And it's like, well, what is all that for? And you might just like go very American Gothic, like a woman in a pitchfork. Because I see that the energies that you are heading towards in um in the later half of 2026 is that of the devil, meaning like a cesspool, like pornography, like a dirty house, but like a sexy dirty house, like a frat house. You know what I mean? Like how there's just like trash everywhere, not necessarily like a super disgusting house, but it could be. You never know. And I see that the overall theme for 2025, 2026 for you in this forecast is the Three of Pentacles reversed. So there's like, I don't know, maybe like $30 you owe somebody, that you need to pay them. There's some type of certificate that you need to get. There is some type of like paperwork that you need to fill out, and it is connected to your reputation. So it's almost like getting like verified on Twitter, getting verified on LinkedIn, getting verified somewhere, getting your I always see it as like a notary public and them notarizing some type of documentation. It could be the reading of a will, but I definitely feel like it is being verified on social media in some form or fashion. Especially with like, I mean, I don't necessarily like, I don't know. I see the Ten of Swords, which I don't see in this reading, as like the TikTok card. I could maybe see the High Priestess as like the Twitter card because it's like blue little bird, which I don't see that in here either. If any of these, I mean, I guess like if I see any type of social media platform in this reading, it would probably be like Twitch, as I was talking about, getting paid for gaming, like something that you might have felt that was a waste of time in the past and childish, and now currently it could be like why you get 15 minutes of fame, and you have secretly been using your time and money wisely your entire life, even though you feel like you might have been wasting money on clothes or parties or alcoholics and things like that. So it's just about putting everything, it's also just about putting everything together. So you could even have like multiple social media accounts where everything is spread out and you just need the one account and put everything on that one account. That could be true about your finances. Like you could have like three bank accounts, or like a bank account, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You just kind of need to like homogenize all of your finances. So if you're trying to avoid the devil, I mean, the thing about the devil though is that I always say that it is kind of arrogant to think that you can deny the temptations of the devil. Yes, of course you're supposed to, and God will like look at your favor for like the ways that you deny him. But he's literally she is literally like the goddess of temptation. So when the devil is tempting you, I don't feel like God will really fault you for denying or for accepting his temptations because he can't even get rid of them. You know what I mean? It's like it's one thing for your neighbor to try to tempt you with like some food or some money or something like that. It's a completely different thing when entire deity is you know tempting you with everything that you love. I always call it like a bear trap, like a trifecta bear trap of all the things that you love, or trying to use a person that you love, trying to hold them over your head. Like, it made me think of Batman Forever, I guess, is the one with Robin and Batgirl, Alicia Silverstone. I think Alicia Silverstone came up in my last reading too. I don't even know if that's her, but in the movie. But it's like, do you love Wendy? Do you love Cindy? Do you love Adam? Like, who do you love more? Or sort of like parents do that to kids sometimes. They do that to the dog, where they're like, which one of your owners do you love more? Like, who are you gonna run to? Sort of energy here. Okay. So get your stuff notarized, get yourself verified, whatever it is. I think there's a lot of crazy stuff probably going to go on with Elon Musk if he actually is a Cancer. But thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in my next video. If you would like your own forecast, you can request one on my website. It's super simple, super easy. I offer them as like a text message, video, phone call, whichever you like. And they're listed as the tarot forecast. And I think that they're very helpful because if you get a video or the text message, you can always review as much as you want later on. Okay, thank you so much for listening, Cancer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.